Hey everyone. So today I want to take some time out to talk about a topic that I feel like a lot of people don't really address enough in their own personal lives, whether it's consciously or subconsciously. I feel like this is something that a lot of people do need to address to just have a normal life at this point in time, because this is something very important to our lives and we don't really address it enough or really think about it that much, to be quite honest. So today I want to talk about closure. So, closure by definition is a sense of resolution or conclusion at the end of an artistic work. So, to put it in different terms, a feeling that an emotional or traumatic experience has been resolved. So, closure can be applied to various different situations and various different emotions. So, you could have some negative emotions that you're finally just walking away from. You could have a grudge against someone that you're finally just letting go of. Closure can be applied to various different ways and various different forms of life. So I think I'd want to address this topic by starting with a story from myself. So back when I was in AS, I had a classmate in one of my classes, and no matter what they said or did, I just hated them for the longest time. During AS, I was just resentful of them, and time went on. In A2, I became at least a little indifferent to them, but I feel like I was still very hostile towards them without them realizing, of course. But I feel like I had a lot of negative emotions to them, and I don't think I ever took the time to unpack those emotions. So I'm not sure when I realized what those feelings were, but I ended up realizing that those feelings were of jealousy. The first time I met that person, they were just the most positive, the most bubbly, and just all around nicest people I'd ever met. I still remember one of the first conversations we had, and I was having a really rough day that day, but they were just there to try and, empathize with me and make me feel better. Not a lot of people would go out of their way to do that for someone they don't know. But I realized as time went on, I was jealous of them because they had a lot of what I wanted. They were positive about life. They were smart to a degree. They were happy. They were doing what they enjoyed and they were doing it good. A lot of my teachers were consistently praising them about whatever they were doing, whether it was the subject that I had with them or whether it was something else entirely. And I guess that just really grated on my nerves, because here I was doing the exact same thing they were doing. And I was like, why can't I do that? Why can't I just be this person, but in my own way? I don't know when I had this realization that I was just jealous of them, but with time, once Cedar ended and I had time to process these feelings, these emotions, everything that I went through in Cedar, I guess that's what it was. I was just jealous of this person because they had a lot of what I wanted and I couldn't get that for any number of reasons. I spoke to them a couple of days back, and by no means am I really close to this person, but I spoke to them because I needed some help on a project. And for that brief phone call, it reminded me of how much this person had impacted my time in Cedar and during those 2 years. This person would go out of their way to just be cheery, laugh, smile, make everyone just feel better in that 1 hour of class we had. And I realized that often at times, many of the emotions we feel, despite how valid they may seem, there are times where we need to really think about why we're feeling them. My jealousy was because I wanted what they had and I couldn't get it, and that frustrated me. My dislike towards this person was because I thought they were better than me and I couldn't do what they were doing, even though I was trying everything. Turns out, after I spoke to this person, they felt a lot of the things that I felt. Obviously, not as negative in a manner, but this person also felt like I had things that they didn't. I used to do a lot of public speaking back in our class. I used to answer a lot of questions. I used to do pretty well in presentations. And this person told me this, that I really admired your ability to talk because I couldn't do the same. So it really put things into perspective for me because it made me realize all of the things that I'd been hating this person for or just spending time being jealous of them for, at the end of the day, that's not a good enough reason to hate someone, I think. Because as much as at that time I wanted someone to just pin all of my negative emotions on, it never made me feel any better. Disliking that person, being jealous of them, that never really helped me in any capacity. It didn't help me in that subject. It didn't help my teachers like me better. It sure as hell didn't make me happier. But what it did make me realize now is that a lot of the emotions that we go through during our lives, during troubled periods of time, could be for a number of reasons, and they may not even be the reasons we thought they were. So I feel like everyone needs to take some time out and just process their emotions, process their feelings, whatever they're going through, because you'd be surprised at the conclusion you come to. After speaking to that person, after a while, I realized, yeah, what the hell was I doing? This person had been nothing but nice to me, but due to my own insecurities and my own ego, I could never bring myself to try and befriend this person or just, you know, have conversation with them or just try to work through my emotions. Life is too short to not let go of childish grudges like this. Closure comes in many different shapes and forms, and to be honest, it helps you grow. When I had that conversation with them and when I ended that phone call, I don't know why, but I felt relieved. I told them about the way I used to feel about them, and that made me feel lighter. Like when I started that phone call, I had no plans of telling them, hey, listen, I used to have these feelings about you literally 3 years ago, back when we were kids. But I did. And I think that was the right call because it made me feel as if I was growing. I was walking away from a past that no longer defines me. I was walking away from emotions that no longer control me. Closure is just as much about letting go as it is accepting what happened and moving forward. Closure for me feels like something unattainable at times because of the implications that it has. Um, when I made my short film Sodachi, I thought that that would give me closure about my grandfather passing away. I'm not sure if it did because, unlike how we painted a picture in Sodachi of going through stage 1 to 5, that's not how I went through my own struggle. I went from somewhere to 5 just from the get go, and then somewhere out of order in the mix. Sodachi was a representation of what I felt for sure, but not in that order. Closure comes in ways we don't realize it, whether it's trying to forget someone we lost, whether it's trying to get over grades, whether it's just trying to accept the way things are. Closure will come when it's supposed to, but it's also something you need to just strive for because it really does make all the difference in the world. And I feel like being able to process your emotions and just feel whatever you're trying to feel. That's something very important that a lot of people can't do well enough. And I feel like it's one of the biggest drawbacks that we often have as humans, that we don't process our emotions and we don't go through things the way that we should. But I'm hoping and trying to change that for myself. I'm trying to make a commitment to myself from this day forward that I want to be the master of my emotions and not let them be the master of me. It's a very tall thing to say given the circumstances and the time that we're in, but it's something I want to try to do, and I am going to try to do. And I would ask you guys to try and do the same. It doesn't have to be something big, it can be something small, but it's that first step that eventually makes you work to the big things. Talking to that old classmate, I didn't really think of what it would do, but it made a lot of a difference. Anyways, I think I'm going to end this video here. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, share this. I think I said that already. Be sure to comment. Let me know what you guys would like me to talk about more. And yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying these sorts of videos. I've been having a lot of fun talking like this, and it's just been a really good time. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate all of this. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Take care, guys.